Hello and good day. Thanks for pressing play and choosing to join me for this Vinyasa flow video. So this is not my typical gentler yoga that I do. This is a little step up, not quite intermediate. I don't teach arm balances or inversions or anything like that. So this is a little faster paced. So I hope you enjoy it. To center, you can either take a seat, legs folded, legs forward, or take a reclined posture, laying down on your mat, completely reclined, arms resting at your side. That's my personal favorite. So once you're stretched out, once you've released yourself to the mat, collect yourself and just begin to draw your awareness inward, witnessing your own experience in this moment, feeling your body breathe itself, feeling your heart lift with each breath in, and also letting each breath in be satisfying and rewarding. Now on your breath out, allow yourself to sink into all the parts of you that are making contact with the ground. The earth beneath you provides you with food and water. It gives you a surface to sit, to stand, to walk, to move on. And it also provides you with energy or electrons. So when you touch the ground with your bare skin, those neutralizing electrons flow into you. So can you visualize those neutralizing electrons anchoring, giving you that sense of connection to the planet? And if it helps, maybe imagine yourself walking barefoot through the fall leaves or the soil, connecting your body to those nurturing electrical charges, getting a sense of calm, a sense of stability that this charge carries. That vast solidness that's always supporting you. Now let's take 2 deep breaths in together. Inhale through the nose, receiving that life-giving oxygen, and empty out on the exhales. One more time, breathe in and exhale, letting it all go. Good. Well, let's begin. So if you're seated, let's go ahead and take that reclined posture, legs stretched long. And if you're already reclined, let's bend the knees and plant the feet. So with this Vinyasa flow that we're going to be doing today, we're going to be focusing a lot on the abdominals and a lot on the hips and the legs. So bringing the feet pretty close, ankles don't have to touch, but just close. Let's start to sway the legs from one side to the other. Maybe reach the arms wide for a little stability, for a little grounding. Continuing to use your breath as an anchor through your practice. And we're going to need a yoga block here. You don't actually require it. You can do it without. but I think it's easy to have a yoga block. And I forgot to mention that at the start of our practice. So once you're finished swaying the legs, you're back in place if you're like me and had to get up. Let's take that block and place it between the knees. Arms wide again, and then start to move from side to side. Now if one foot comes up as you rock the knees further in that direction, that's okay. But just notice how that feels in the hips, and I'm sure you're feeling it in the abdominals at this point. One more time from side to side. Good. Let's remove the block and lift both feet up. Circle the ankles, wiggle the toes. Maybe bend the knees and reach the feet towards the sky again. All right, let's replace the feet to the mat and bring the block between the knees. So this time we're going to create a V shape with the legs. So as you hold on to that block between the knees, we're going to bring the knees up and then over to one side, either the left or the right. And just like the V shape, we're going to touch coming into the center of that V, and then the second side over. So moving into that shape, just pulsing from one side to the next. Let's do one more on each side. Good, touching the toes down, let's remove the block and come into our first bridge pose. So arms at your side, palms facing the ground. Bring the heels closer to the hips, giving you a little more stability. Take a breath in, press into the heels, lift the hips. Breathe in and out. So really squeeze the glutes. Good, take another breath in. And then exhale, lower the hips. Maybe even bring one knee at a time towards the abdomen. Add a little rock. Good, and let's plant the feet. Grab the block again, and we're going to place it between the knees. This time we're going to do a little reclined eagle. So we're going to bring the shins parallel with the ground. Maybe cross the right foot over the left. Inhale, both arms up. Palms are going to touch. Bend the elbows so the forearms are parallel to the ground. And now we're going to move the knees in one direction and the elbows in the other. So they meet in center and they reach away from each other, coming to center and reaching away. Good. Let's do two more on each side. Try to keep control of those hips so that you don't tip over. Good, ground the knees. Keeping the block between the knees, we're going to come into our bridge pose. Inhale. Exhale, lift the hips. Squeeze the block. It's going to help you remember to squeeze the glutes. And exhale, lower. Good. Let's do that reclined eagle one more time. Inhale, the feet off of the mat, shins parallel. Breathe both arms up, palms touch. Bring the elbows close to touch. If you don't have a lot of mobility in your shoulders and you need to keep those elbows separated, that's perfectly fine. And then start your sway from side to side. Breathing through it. Good, two more on each side. And release the feet to the mat. Let's remove the block. Set it to the side. Inhale. Exhale, press into the heels, lift the hips. Squeeze the glutes.
And this time, try to lift the hips a little bit higher, maybe interlacing the fingers underneath the hips, pressing the fists towards the heels. Breathe in and exhale, release. Come all the way down, bring the knees towards the chest. Add a little rocking in whatever direction feels best. Good. All right. We're going to roll to a seated posture. So maybe cross the ankles. Let that inertia take you upwards. All right. Let's come into a little flower pose. So this is abdominals. Yes, it's about control. And we're just basically going to balance on the sits bone. So lift the knees so that you can reach the feet underneath. And whenever you're ready, rock back slightly. And I know when I first started doing this, I was very shaky. And that's okay if that's where you're at. Take 2 more breaths. Good, let's release, ground the hips. And now we're gonna take some side stretches. So again, you can have legs out in front if that's more comfortable, if you have really tight hips. Let's inhale that right arm up, reach over, and then come over to the other side, just flowing it. Good. One more time on each side. Good. Relax both arms. Let's add a little stretch for the neck here. Bring the arms behind. And you don't have to keep the shoulders pinching and engaged. Of course, if it feels good to do that open heart stretch. But just keeping the arms behind to lower the shoulders. Bring the chin towards the chest. Relax here for a breath. And then bring the chin towards one armpit, doesn't matter which. Use your breath to soften the shoulders down. Relax the chin to center and then move to the second side. Imagine those muscles that you're feeling. Acknowledging the tightness there. Relax to center, and now let's lift the chin. If you want, you can place the palms for this one to ground down, lift the heart maybe. And remember, as we look up, we don't want to drop our head all the way back. Keeping the gaze directly at the ceiling is fine. That way there's effort in the head. And then we're just going to move the nose over to one side. Take your time. And over to the other. One more time on each side. Good. Relax into your neutral seat. And last part of the neck stretches, let's take half circles or full circles, whatever feels best here. Acknowledging that creakiness, the crackling, it's perfectly normal. Good. When you're ready to move on from those neck stretches, let's come into a tabletop and start moving into our cat-cow. Warming up the spine. Pressing into the palms to really arch the spine, tucking the belly in. And then lowering the belly button, tilting the pelvis. And of course, moving at your own pace. If you need to pause longer because the stretch feels really nice. Moving slowly. All right, let's add a little twist here. So let's move the left leg or the right leg. We're going to do both sides. Move one leg out, reach that same side arm up and away, coming into a twist. To me, it feels really good to press the ground away, to get a little further into the twist, a little more opening in the chest. When you're ready, ground the palm, rock the hips back once or twice. And then let's bring those toes directly behind the hip to the back of the mat. And press the heel past the toes, stretching the back of the leg, the calf. And notice how that glute feels. All right, a crescent table. So bring those toes over to the opposing corner and then look over that opposite shoulder at the toes, essentially creating that crescent shape with your body to stretch the sides. Let's release, let go, and do the same on the second side. So the toes are going to point forward, the arm's going to reach up for a nice twist. Ground the palm when it feels right. When you're ready to do so, add a couple of rocks, stretching the inner thigh. Taking plenty of time to stretch the hips here. And those toes come to the very back of the mat. Pressing into the heel. Feeling into the hips. And then moving those toes to the opposite side, looking over that opposite shoulder. Good, and let's ground down here. Add any last minute stretching from a tabletop. And when you're ready, join me in downward facing dog. Go ahead and stretch your dog out. Pedal the feet. Bend the knees, maybe walking the feet from one side to the next. Maybe even crisscrossing the legs, a little hip opening through the sides of the legs. And then let's turn this into a three-legged dog. So extend one leg back, reach it back, flex the foot, press the heel back, and then bend the knee and open the hip. So almost like you're trying to reach your knee up towards the sky. Again, finding the degree that suits you best. Ground that first foot. When you're ready, send the second foot back. Taking that same process, flexing the foot, and then bending the knee and opening the hip. All right, ground that foot and let's walk into our full forward fold. Grab opposite arms, hanging in this ragdoll, releasing the tummy, tucking the chin in towards the neck. Add a rock here. Feel yourself kind of collecting inwards. Good. Release the arms and let's inhale to a halfway fold. Nice, long, straight back. Good. Soft knees. Round it all the way up. Exhale. Bring it into heart center. So we're going to move through a couple of sun salutations, and then we're going to do a warrior flow. So this is one of my latest things that I like to do, and we're going to do consecutive warriors, and I think you'll enjoy it. All right. So starting with prayer hands at heart center, let's move through our 2 salutations. Inhale, press into the palms. Exhale, fingers reach towards the back wall. Just a little back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take a bow. Ride the breath down. Your inhale is a halfway lift. Exhale. Big breath in. And as you exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, and step into your version of a plank pose. It could be one knee down or both knees down. Inhale. Exhale, ground both knees, soften the elbows towards the body, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. You can also come onto the elbows for Sphinx or Cobra. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, send the hips back. And then tiptoe or step into your full forward fold. Good. Your next breath in is a halfway lift. Exhale. Good. Soft knees and ride the breath up. Capturing that energy, and exhale, bring it into heart center. One more. Inhale. Reach up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach up to the heavens. And exhale, reach down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Big breath in. Exhale, step into your version of plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, ground the knees, chaturanga. Lower the heart to the earth. Inhale, upward facing dog, or your version of it. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, send the hips back to downward dog. Let's tiptoe into our full forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Good. Bend the knees. Lower the hips. Sweep the arms up. And exhale. Bring it into heart center. Good job. All right. We're nice and warmed up. So we're ready to move the hips. Work on the core a little bit. So these warrior flows are all about bending and flexing the spine, which involves the low back and the core muscles. So starting with our prayer hands at heart center, where we left off, let's step the right foot back, point the right toes out slightly. I want you to have stability here. Ground through the feet, press down equally, all right? That back right booty cheek should be engaged. All right. Now let's come into a warrior one or a lunge. Breathe both arms up, palms are gonna face. We're gonna bend that left knee. All right, I'm gonna slowly take you through this one. Inhale, you're gonna come up out of the knee, and then your heart's gonna face this right side, arms wide. As you exhale, you're gonna soften into the posture. Your breath in is gonna reverse warrior, so that left arm's gonna reach up and high. Good. And inhale, windmilly arms reaching wide, and let's come into our modified triangle. So this is arms opposing, 12 and 6 o'clock. The back of the left hand's pressing into that inner left thigh. So it should feel like your heart is coming forward as you reach and open.
Good. Now you're going to come up out of the knee. Use your breath in. Both arms are going to raise, and this back right hand is going to grab the left wrist, and then you're going to tilt the shoulders towards the back of the mat, lifting the gaze. Good. Using the breath in, reach the arms wide. We're going to come into a side angle. So the difference between side angle and triangle is that left arm is bent, the elbow is bent, the left palm faces the sky, and the right hand reaching up, reaching that hand so that it's over the top of the mat, creating that nice slope in the body. Inhale, come up, and then we use a full round of breath to reset. All right, ready to go? Inhale, warrior one. Inhale, come up, square the shoulders right, warrior two. Good, inhale, reverse warrior. Good, triangle. Bend the knee, reach the arms wide. Raise that left arm. Let's come up, stargazer. Tilt the shoulders back. Breathe in. Left arm comes down again, and side angle. Good, inhale. Square the shoulders to the top. Your next breath in, warrior one. Come up, warrior two. Lift the left arm, reverse. Good, windmill the arms to our triangle. Inhale that left arm up, star gaze. Good, last one, side angle. Good, inhale, reset. We're going to do 3 more. You can do it. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, warrior one. Breathe in. Square the shoulders, warrior two. Breathe in. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. Triangle. Good. Raise the left arm. Star gaze, lifting the gaze, stretching the left side body. Good, inhale. Left palm faces the sky, relaxed. Good, stretch long. Inhale, reset. All right, inhale. Warrior one. Inhale. Warrior two. I bet you're getting it now. Inhale, lift, and reverse. Inhale, triangle. Inhale, raise that left arm. Star gaze. Good. And side angle. I think we got one more. I lost count already. Square the shoulders, breathe the arms up. Exhale, warrior one. Inhale, warrior two. Face the right side. Inhale, left arm raises. Reverse. Inhale. Triangle. Breathe in. Star gaze. Breathe in. Right arm stays up. Side angle. Great job, guys. All right. Relax those shoulders, square to that top of the mat. Take the right foot forward, excuse me. All right, sass the hips, bend the knee, pump it out. Get that blood flowing to that right leg. All right, we're gonna do 2 sun salutations and then move on to the left side. All right, inhale, arms up. Palms touch, and as you exhale, reach the fingertips back. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, reach low. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out. Big breath in. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back to your version of plank. Breathe in again.
Exhale, ground the knee, bend the elbows, lower to the ground. Inhale, your version of up dog. Exhale. Breathe in, tuck the toes. Breathe out, hips go back, down dog. Keep breathing, walk or step into your full forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Soft knees. Round the arms all the way up to the top. And exhale, bring it into heart center. Okay, here we go again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Big breath in. Exhale. Plant the palms, step it into your last plank pose. Inhale. Last chaturanga, ground the knees, lower down. Inhale, your version of up dog. Exhale. Tuck the toes, send the hips back. And then step or tiptoe into your full forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Breathe out. Good, soft knees and take it back up to the top. Exhale, bring it into your heart center. Great job, guys. All right, I know you're warm, I am. Left foot steps back, left toes point out. Tell you what, I'm gonna do this side of the mat so that you can see me and I can see you, sort of. All right, inhale, arms up. This is our warrior one. Exhale, bending that front knee. All right, inhale, come up out of the knee. Square the shoulders to the left side of the mat and warrior two. Reverse warrior, inhale. Right arm reaches back. Inhale to your modified triangle. 6 and 12 o'clock, reaching wide, opening the chest. Good, inhale, raise that right arm. The left arm, the left hand grabs the right wrist this time. Tilting back, looking up to the sky. Inhale, and come into your side angle. This time the right palm faces the sky. Good. Inhale to reset. All right, 5 more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Inhale. Warrior two. Breathe in. Reverse your warrior. Breathe in. Triangle. Adjust your stance at any point you need. Breathe in. Left hand, grab the right wrist. Tilt back. Good. Breathe in to your side angle. Good. Breathe normally to reset. 4 more. Inhale. Warrior two. Inhale. Reverse. Triangle. Stargaze. Side angle. Good. Last 3. You can do it. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Inhale, triangle. Good. Raise both arms. Grab the wrist. Stargaze. Inhale, side angle. Good. Breathe to reset. Our last 2. Warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse.
triangle, stargaze, and side angle. You can do it. Gotten this far. Last one, warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Triangle. Stargaze. And side angle. Great job, guys. Reset, square the shoulders, take that step forward, sass the hips, bend the knee, do whatever you've got to do to let it go. All right, before we take it all the way down, we're going to do a little balancing, little starfish, little tree pose, starfish to warm us up for tree pose. So center yourself over your left foot. So belly button lines up with the ankle. Reach the arms out wide, palms face down. Bring those right toes out. All right, now here's where we go fishing. That right foot is going to lift and lower, lift and lower. Good. 3 more. 2 and 1. Good. Relax the arms, relax the shoulders. All right, ground down through the right foot now. Reach the arms wide, palms face down. Left toes come out slightly, centering yourself, your belly button, your chin over the ankle. The grounded ankle. Lift the left toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Drop to the feet, walk it out. Maybe even rock the heels, front to back, and then side to side. All right, let's start off with tree pose on the right foot. So grounding down through that right foot. Starting off, plant your sapling. Per hands to heart center, soft left knee, point the left knee out. Lean the heel against that standing right leg. Check your alignment. Soft right knee. Now send your energy down to that right leg and energize. Energize the entire body. Now make sure that left hip is level with the right so you're not sassing that left hip down. Good. Tighten up the upper body. Zip up the core, zip up the back. Square the shoulders over that right ankle. And when you're ready, if you want to, of course, if this is within your capability, lift that left foot, maybe a little, maybe up into the thigh. Focus on one spot. A spot that's not moving, that is steady. Good. Maybe reach the arms tall, maybe cactus the elbows. Coming into the expression that feels right for you today. Another full round of breath. And relax that left foot down. Sass the hips. I'm chuckling at my puppy dog. He's very moany. And if you've attended my online classes before, you have heard him quite a bit. All right, let's shift the weight to the left leg. So that same checklist. Check the knee. Energize the leg, and then feel that energizing travel up the body, pressing the spine tall, making yourself as tall as possible so that it's easy to balance yourself over that one point. upper body stays tight and long. Take your time, come into the expression that feels right on this side, and just give yourself the grace of, you might not be as good on this side. Couple more breaths. Ooh. And let's let it go. Ground down through the right foot. Release that left ankle. Good. Now let's come down. Take it all the way down to the mat. All right. Inhale. Maybe raise the arms for a back bend because you like them as much as I do. And then exhale, take your bow. Soft knees. Bend the knees enough that you can palm the mat. Walk the hands forward, the feet back, and let's come all the way down to the belly. All right, let's sit up for Sphinx pose. So come up onto the elbows, palms face down. So we've done a lot of sneaky core work today, and sneaky core work is the best because, you don't really notice it as much. It doesn't burn. But here's where it's really going to come into play. So press down into the elbows, bring the bottoms of the ribs up, and then relax the tops of the shoulders. And I know the first time I did this, that's impossible. But no, it is possible. Break down the muscle groups. And then pull the belly button in towards the spine. Notice how this feels on your low back, making sure there's no pain. There should never be any pain with yoga. Good. Now let's bring both elbows forward towards the top of the mat. Stack the forearms. Rest your head down. Just to relax for a moment. Now tuck both toes. So you're kind of stretching the calves here. And then lift the knees off of the mat. Now notice the engagement of the glutes here. Feel into the low back. Anytime we work the low back, we're working the core. Anytime we work the core, we're also working the low back. Good. On your next breath out, let's release the knees. Tops of the feet back to the mat. Bring the palms under the shoulders for a little cobra pose. So during cobra, the entire time, even when you're lifting the chest, you want your elbows to be tucked into the rib cage. So starting with either chin or forehead on the mat. Take a breath in, lift the head. Inhale again, lift the chest. Maybe a little pressure in the palms. Inhale again, lift the legs, squeeze those glutes. All right, inhale, lift, 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 everything you got. Elbows to ribs, and exhale, lower. Good, bring the forearms forward again, stack them, maybe the opposite forearm on top. And this time we're going to bend the knees so that the feet are kind of like waggling in the sky, and then just move the feet from side to side. And relax the legs. All right. It's time for pigeon pose. So downward facing dog or from a tabletop posture, your choice. Send the right leg back, bend the right knee, bring it to the center, scoot the left foot further behind you. Really opening the hips here.
creating that compression in the right hip. All right. Since we did a lot of work with the legs and the thighs, I'm going to teach a quad stretch, and, find your own capacity here. All right. Bend the left knee, point the toes to the sky. This might be enough for you. An option here to wrap the left arm around, reach back for that left foot, and not pulling hard here. Be gentle with yourself. When you feel like you've had enough of a stretch, relax that left leg down. Come down on the elbows. Maybe use your block here to rest your head on. Try to soften the entire front of your body, starting with your neck right there where it meets your collarbone. So if your head is supported by the block, this is a little easier to do. If your head is kind of hanging, or if you don't have a block, use your fists. Stack your fists one on top of the other and rest your forehead there. And just see, like, all the effort that you've put forth today. See that just dripping off of your body and letting go. Resting your chest, your belly. And that left thigh that is making contact with the ground, just letting that muscle there melt and soften. Good. All right, we're going to come out of this nice and slow. Bring the palms under the shoulders. Tuck the back toes. Bring that left knee forward. Unwind. Send the hips from side to side. Send that right leg back maybe, pressing into the heel. Decompressing the right hip. And now we're going to add another table twist here. I'm going to move my mat a little. So that right leg that we just had in pigeon, we're going to send that out to the right side, reach the right arm up. Try to relax that leg as it's reaching out. And now we're going to do a little thread the needle here. This is to stretch and open the shoulders. So staying with that leg out, okay, we're not going to be able to bring the shoulder down. Just bring that right arm underneath. Reach those right fingers as far over to the left as you can and feel those shoulder blades reaching away from each other. Good, and then ground the palm and the knee, and let's set up pigeon on the left side. So from table or down dog, whatever you chose in that first one, we're going to proceed the same way. And of course, this side might be a little looser, it might be a little tighter. Putting a bend in the right knee. Reaching around to grab the foot and just holding the foot in place. Remember, we don't ever want to pull, right? on the next breath out, let's release that foot and set up your sleeping pigeon. Resting the head. And this time relaxing the back of the body. Starting at the shoulders. Just allowing the entire back of the ribs, the low spine, the hips to start to melt. And then let that softness travel down into the right leg. Letting that right leg just be heavy. And in the next couple of breaths, let's come out of our pigeon pose. Add some little stretches, sways. Just listen to what your body needs here. And then send that left leg out. And let's table twist, opening up to the left side. And then left arm reaches underneath. Opening the shoulders. Also getting that thigh stretch and the leg that's extended there. And release when you're ready. Once you've released the posture, let's go ahead and take another reclined position. Stretch out on your back, arms and legs long. I'm going to turn on my fan because it's hot in here. I like to use a block under my head pretty regularly. Most of the time it's because my ponytail's in the way to lay down, so the block gives me some comfort. You might want to try that, but I also like the way it feels like it keeps my neck straight. And it's just cozy. So use your block for your comfort here if you want. We're going to do a little floor twist. So twisted roots is what we're going to practice, and of course if there's a different twist that really works for you that you're craving today, then that's the one that you should do. All right, so this is the one I'm going to teach. Plant the feet, let's sway from side to side. In my opinion, this is just the best movement, the best feeling ever. Like if you only did this, for a couple of minutes in the morning and a couple of minutes at night, oh my gosh, you're doing so much benefit for your hips and your mobility, your low back. All right, and then we're going to take that right knee, cross it on top of the left, and then roll the hips over to that left side. So the left foot, or the right foot, is reaching over to the left. They don't have to stay completely crossed and tight because, this is a restorative posture, so there shouldn't be any effort here. Our restorative postures are about putting yourself into the pose and letting gravity do the work. So once you're in the twist, focus on where you're feeling tightness in the body. The immediate area, of course, is going to be that right hip or somewhere around there, maybe into the abdominals. If this is too tight, if you've tried this and you're like, oh, this is uncomfortable, then stack the knees, one on top of the other, just both knees pointing in the same direction if you're unsure what to do. And as we do through all of our poses, breathe through it. Find those areas of tension in your body and breathe out to release that tension. All right, let's do one huge breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale, unwind, uncross the leg, sway the knees from left to right again. And take that as many times as you need. And then the left knee comes on top of the right. And we're going to twist to the right. And of course, with all supine twists, which means that your back is on the ground, your spine is on the ground, you want your shoulders, both shoulder blades, to stay connected. That's the only requirement. Arms wide, maybe just because it feels good. You can turn your gaze away from the direction of your knees to take the twist up into the cervical spine. You could have arms at your side if that's what feels better today. You've worked hard today through this practice with me. So allow yourself this time to rest. Try to keep your focus on this moment now and how you feel and all those benefits that are circulating through your system right now. The fresh air, the fresh energy. All of the goodness that you get. Just from moving the body. And if you're ready to come out of that twist, release it in any way that feels nice. So our final stretches here are your choice. You do what feels natural. If there's something you've been wanting to do, hugging the knees to the body, a happy baby, waterfall pose, a reclined five-pointed star. Take all the options, none of the options, create your own, doing what feels natural for you here. Take your time here. you're in a pose like the figure 4, then add some rocking. If you're hugging the knees to your chest, rock it out. Add some movement maybe. Point and flex the toes. Roll your head from side to side. And then once you're finished, once it feels good, then I encourage you to lay long on the mat. Stay on your back. Bend the knees if it feels nice, or maybe even putting a block or two under the knees for a little support. Arms at your side, maybe palms facing the sky. If you're feeling open to the world, or if you kind of need to ground down, then palms face down. And once you're stretched out in your Shavasana posture, take a giant breath in so that you can release the biggest exhale that you've made all day. And then invite your breath to flow however feels best. Now let your jaw be loose. Surrender the weight of your head to the ground. And let your hips, your legs, your arms just melt down and be heavy. Getting a sense of yourself, pausing here in this moment. Just to enjoy doing nothing. Relaxing your body and maybe recalling that visualization of energetically being anchored safely to this planet. Connected in a way that feels stable and nourishing. Connected in a way that helps you dissolve any negative tension. Allowing any physical tightness to be released and dissipate. Just falling away from you. Leaving you with a sense of feeling lighter and feeling freer. So today I'm going to read an entry. It's called A Year of Positive Thinking. And this entry I'm going to read is, every moment matters. Not just the big ones, but also the small ones, the seemingly irrelevant ones, and the quiet ones. All of these moments add up to a life well lived. Don't take the presumably unimportant moments for granted. Look for them and treasure them instead. Listen for the words unspoken. Notice the quick glance. Feel the soft touch. The long-held hugs. The sadness. The graciousness. And the in-between. The magical sweet spots between tiny and massive moments are your life. Don't forget to pay attention to them. In the end, this is really all we have. And as you feel yourself concluding your practice, coming to the end, being ready to move on, then acknowledge that with a deep breath in through the nose and a full breath out the mouth. Thank you for practicing with me. Sending you peace and gratitude. Namaste. I hope you take care and have a great day, a great week, a great rest of the year. See you later, guys.